Hi, fourth graders. Remember, we are working for the Rainforest Conservation Group to determine why Tokai geckos are not surviving in their environment. The group is concerned that the gecko is not able to see its prey. Now that we know more about how light allows an animal to see something, we can write back to the Rainforest Conservation Group to explain how light allows the Tokai geckos to see its prey. We will be writing a scientific explanation to send to the Rainforest Conservation Group. A scientific explanation is a description of how something works or why something happens. What is a scientific explanation? First, it answers a question about how or why something happens. The question that we'll answer is, how does light allow a Tokai gecko to see its prey? Secondly, it describes things that are not easy to observe. One reason scientists write explanations is to help people understand what they may not be able to observe. You will be writing about light. It is not easy to observe how light travels, how it carries information, and how it allows animals to see. Thirdly, it is based on the ideas you have learned from investigations and text. Remember, in science, explanations are always based on evidence. How did we get evidence throughout this unit so far? Think to yourself for a moment. You might have said through simulations, through the apps, through the different texts we read, and even through our own background knowledge and experiences. In order to write a complete explanation that is based on evidence, be sure to include ideas you've learned from the books and your investigations. Over the next few moments, I'm going to show you a variety of pictures to help you recall the important steps needed in order for the Tokai gecko to get information about its environment and to react to the prey that it may see. First, we have to take a look at the Tokai gecko's eye. Remember, the Tokai gecko is the predator in this situation. Remember, it is important that the Tokai gecko gets information about the prey in front of it based on light that enters its eye and is received by the light receptors. The light receptors are then going to help the message get to the Tokai gecko's brain. Remember, in order for the predator, the Tokai gecko, to react to the prey, what it learned through the light reflecting off the prey needs to get to the Tokai gecko's brain. Once the light receptors have sent the message to the brain, it's the brain's job to process this information and to let the Tokai gecko know that there is prey in front of it. Finally, based on that processed image, we have the Tokai gecko's reaction to the prey, which means that it's safe to eat and it's time to respond. The ideas you just listened to answer the question, how does light allow a Tokai gecko to see its prey, and are based on evidence from your investigations with the sim and other apps as well as the text. When scientists explain their answers to questions, their ideas need to be based on evidence. In a few moments, you are going to write back to the Rainforest Conservation Group. Remember, they are the people who are advocating for the rainforest to be saved, but they're not very well versed in how light works or how animals see. So we need to make sure that we're very detailed in our responses. As you write your response, remember we have a lot of evidence. So while your response does not need to be a whole essay, it does need to have a lot of details and be way more than a sentence. You will see in your assignment that I have given you some clues and some sentence starters to help you, but feel free to go beyond simply responding to those prompts. Take your time, add lots of detail, and please make sure that you mark as done only after you have finished the entire page.